I'm Nia,
I'm Meg.
and I am doing the 80s. My top movies of the 80s. If she has anything to say, she'll say. I know in the last episode they did their top 10s. I couldn't do 10. I had to do 20. But if they want me to do 10, I can. I'll just some of the.
You can do 20.
Whatever. I'm going to do my thing. But I went through, in 1980s, from 1980 to 1989, there were over 31,000 films.
Golly.
I went through 1,300 and wrote down 74, and then I dwindled it down to 20. That was a task. But just like in any list, it can always be revised at any time. I know my list can change tomorrow than what I'm telling you tonight. So that's woman's prerogative, right? We can change our minds
Exactly.
whenever we want. So, at number 20, I want this to be a surprise to everybody. No, actually. Number 20, I have The Goonies, and actually, I had The Changeling there, but I took that out even though I love The Changeling. The 1980 Changeling with George C. Scott. But I had to put The Goonies on my list. This is mainly my top list, but not necessarily my favorites. But The Goonies is one of my favorites, so that's number 20. 19 is a John Carpenter film from 1982 with Kurt Russell. It has probably one of the best endings. It really leaves it up to the viewer to to come up with its own conclusion. The Thing, which is actually a sequel, or not sequel, a remake. I'm tired. It's actually a remake from 50s sci-fi, which the 82 version is way better. And then, of course, at 18, I have a Wes Craven movie. Came out in 1984. Johnny Depp got his start. He got sucked up down into a bed and whoosh. Anyway, Nightmare on Elm Street. Woo! Freddy Krueger entered our lives and will never leave. And of course, then we have that, nursery rhyme that everybody knows. The only animated film I have at 17 is probably one of the best ones of the 80s to me, which is An American Tail. Where there are no cats in America. Apparently, the rats are mice. Are they rats or mice?
I think they're mice.
Okay, so yeah, there are no cats in America, but yet I have one underneath my feet just about. So I think I live in America.
I think we do too.
So yeah, there are no
I'm sure
cats.
she lives in Neoville.
And of course, it has a great song. Sung, by Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville. Is it Aaron Neville?
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, or is it? Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
I don't
the
know.
best version is the movie version.
Yeah. Well, I like Linda Ronstadt's better. They like movie version.
I
better.
like both.
I like them both, but anyway. At 16, I have Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley. And the first one, I don't know, I could have both the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies. But the first one, I guess, I have to put one, before the second to me. But not all sequels are better than the originals, but, there are some cases where that does happen, which we may actually do a show on. So that's Beverly Hills Cop.
Which I actually own all of them too. And they are.
I do, they're right over there.
Very good.
Number 15 is a James Cameron movie. I almost put another of his, but I had to put this one. Instead of putting The Abyss, I put The Terminator.
Woo!
Gotta put Terminator.
Exactly.
This is a great one. It's his second film. His first movie, Piranha 2: The Spawning, didn't do too well. Flying piranhas. I thought it was comical, even though I only made it halfway through the movie because the disc messed up. But the Terminator, yeah, he totally, completely rebounded in that one. So that one, I think, is a classic. If not, it will become one.
Probably a blessing in disguise, huh?
Yeah. 14 is, another James Cameron movie. This one we have Sigourney Weaver playing Ripley in Aliens. Aliens, 1986. That's one of the sequels that's actually better than the original. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say about Aliens. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should have, because it came out, 30 years ago this year. So, get to it.
30 years old.
Steven Spielberg, with Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Not necessarily my favorite. I actually like Temple of Doom better, but the Raiders of the Lost Ark is very well made, and it is a good movie. And you gotta love Spielberg and Ford. So,
Yep.
If you hate snakes, find something else.
yep. If you hate snakes, find something else. Well, my friend Steve would like this one. This one is directed by Tobe Hooper, but Spielberg takes the credit for 90%, I believe. I would say, be fair. Which is Poltergeist, 1982 Poltergeist.
They're here.
Yes, they're here. They're Karen Ann. Hopefully you guys have seen that. I don't think I really have to tell you what that's about. Just what Psycho did with showers, that movie did with television sets. So there you go.
And clowns and closets.
And clowns.
God knows what else.
Has a freaky clown in it too. Sometimes the most innocent clowns can be the freakiest. At my 11, I have a Spielberg film. 3 Spielbergs in a row. But this one is actually E.T. She covered that in her family movies. It was the highest grossing film for 15 years. Until, a punk director called, James Cameron's, little movie called Titanic took over. You may have heard that movie. I don't know. I don't think anybody ever saw that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it became the highest grossing film, but nobody ever saw it.
I guess not.
Nah.
Titanic? What's Titanic?
Yeah, some people actually. We worked at a movie theater, and some people came to the theater asking, "What is Titanic about?" Hello, did you not study your history?
It was the ship that was not supposed to sink, but ended up sinking.
And they are making a replica calling it Titanic 2, and I think it's going to be ready to be ready to sail next year or 2 years. I think they're the replica but Titanic 2.
Huh.
Let's see if that has the same fate as the original.
I hope not.
I know, right?
I think they should go south this time.
Go south instead of north. Number 10, I have Elizabeth Shue being a babysitter, and this one she has the babysitting blues and adventures in babysitting. Of course, I'm not going to say what my favorite line in the film is because it's in the train, but pretty much it says don't mess with the babysitter. But use a different word and whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it kid-friendly here.
That line is probably why it's PG-13.
9 is the first movie that Jodie Foster won an Oscar for. She plays a rape victim, Sarah Tobias, in The Accused. And Kelly McGillis is also in it as the lawyer. And I actually read an article, I think, in the Red Book magazine when I was, 14, I think. 13, 14, at my grandma's house. Before I saw the movie, and it was about Kelly McGillis, and it pretty much she was talking about how she was raped in real life, and the only reason why she took this role as the lawyer, for one, not being the victim, and because Sarah Tobias I guess pretty much got her outcome came out better than I guess Kelly's. I don't know the full story of hers, but I do know that she was raped in real life. And that was before Top Gun and before she became, I think before she became an actress, I think, or beginning. John Hughes, Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall, Joan Cusack, Michael Schofling, it's sometimes hard to turn 16 in 16 Candles, especially in this one where her parents forgot her birthday on her 16th birthday. Hello. And she gets felt up by her grandma, and just, you know, it's a funny movie. You know, you gotta love John Hughes. It's just that was his first movie, his directorial debut, and it was a great movie. So, as I said before, and we'll probably continue saying, if you haven't seen it, see it. It came out in 84, so it's old enough that everybody should have seen it. Then a Cameron Crowe film with John Cusack and Joan Cusack and Ione Skye. Lily Taylor. And Say Anything. I think John will always be known as Lloyd Dobler because of that movie.
Yeah.
You know, holding up that boombox over his head with Peter Gabriel's, you know, song playing in your eyes. So, 6 is a Rob Reiner film, and it probably has the best movie scene ever put on film, if you ask me, and one of the best lines said in movie history is said by his mother, and this is When Harry Met Sally. So if you know the movie, you know what part, you know, where she fakes the orgasm, and the line after she's done, I'll have what she's having, by Rob Reiner's mother. Boom, that was like,
I did not know that.
that was great. I just, you know, Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, it's just great. Great movie.
That is a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. So,
Must see if you have not seen it.
yeah, it was great. Number 5, one of my favorite soundtracks is this, and also this movie spawned the Brat Pack term. So, John Schumacher directed this with, you know, let's see, John Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Ali Sheedy, Mary Winningham, Demi Moore, Andy McDowell, St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah. So, Rob Lowe, if I didn't say him. And he actually did learn how to play the saxophone. He was filming Youngblood at the time, and he was running around on his ice skates on the ice with the saxophone, preparing for his role for St. Elmo's Fire. One of my favorite scenes in that movie has to deal with Demi and Rob Lowe, and you can tell something's going to happen because the characters are kind of low on the screen, and you have all this on top was the just the wall, and that's when they had to break in to get to Jules, Demi Moore, and so Rob Lowe is just sitting there telling a story, you know, about St. Elmo's Fire, and he kind of takes his lighter and aerosol can and whoosh, fire. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but that's kind of just a cool shot. But other than that, it's I know Ali Sheedy had a little spat with Joel Schumacher, not John Schumacher, because I think she had, you know, no nudity or whatever. But I know in that their little love scene that they had, she and Andrew McCarthy, which I think I missed him too.
Yeah.
And that little love scene in the shower when the glass actually breaks, that was for real. That was an accident. You know, they didn't mean to do that, but they kept it in the movie, so that was kind of cool. Sometimes the goof ups are the best part of the films.
Yeah.
Number 4 is written by John Hughes, but directed by Howard Deutsch. I hope I pronounced that right. But he ended up actually marrying Leah Thompson. And Eric Stoltz, Mary Stuart Masterson, Some Kind of Wonderful. This is also has a very young Candace Cameron in the movie. That plays the little sister of Eric Stoltz, playing with the little Garbage Patch dolls, Garbage Pail Kids, little trading cards, and always complaining how she's not having a balanced diet. She was like, you know, the nerd of the group.
I totally forgot she was in that.
But Watts, that is Mary Stuart Masterson's like movie. Even Leah Thompson said it in the commentary. So I love Watts, even though I think her real name is Susan. But they
And
never
it has
refer.
a version of a song that
They have they have an Elvis song.
it's almost sacrilegious to remake it.
Dude, you're behind the camera. You can't talk. Steve is behind the camera. He's talking. Lick the Tins. Look them up. You know what song is it's the only thing that's on YouTube, pretty much. The most common one. Elvis. Number 3 is based on a Stephen King book, I believe, and directed by, I think, Rob Reiner. Narrated by Richard Dreyfuss, and we have Will Wheaton, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, and the late, to me, great, a little bit messed up River Phoenix, but, and Kiefer Sutherland, of course. The Stand By Me, it's a good movie. You know, I cry when I watch the special features when they talk about River Phoenix and all the scenes they have in that they put in black and white because he's already gone, and it's kind of weird how art imitates life almost, where River Phoenix's character, Chris Chambers, is the first to die, and yet he is the first to die in real life. But River Phoenix died of a drug overdose right outside the Viper Room in LA, not, you know, trying to save someone from a knife fight or something, so it's, but still, you know, he was going on to doing better things, and I think he would have been an Oscar winner. I think so. I mean, he was nominated for Running on Empty, which was on the 74 that I listed, but it just didn't make top 20. It could have, it almost. It was just kind of 2 more to go. The other one is the only one I debated whether replacing with another one, but to me, it's just a very well-made movie, and I think I'm pretty sure that Robin Williams was nominated for an Oscar for this one as Dead Poet Society, and it's just a good movie. You know, it's first movie that I know that I actually cried in. Before, I just really wouldn't cry in films. My family knows this, but you know, the kid just wouldn't kill himself, right? Yeah. So but I like the end where, you know, the students step on their desks and say "Captain, oh Captain" or something, right? Like that.
Captain, oh Captain.
Like Captain, oh Captain. So, and then my number 1 is a John Hughes. I love John Hughes, and it has a great soundtrack. And well, my favorite song is in it. My sister and brother-in-law played it for me for my birthday last year. That's the only thing I really asked for from them, and they did a great job. So thank you, sister and brother-in-law. So anyway, that would be the Breakfast Club. We have Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald and Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael, and Ali Sheedy. And Paul Gleason, the late Paul Gleason, who played Vernon. But Ali Sheedy, is my favorite character. My favorite line of the film is said by her, and I think it's like her first word, almost halfway through the film. You know, she and Emilio Estevez is walking to the student lounge, getting drinks for everybody, and he's like, "What's your poison?" He's like, "Vodka." He's like, "What?" Like, whenever. It's just, she's funny, you know. She starts off kind of dark, and then all of a sudden, I think I read or heard her in a interview that she didn't really like her being kind of brightened up at the end of the film, but sometimes you don't have that choice when you do movies. Of course, Steve likes the very end of the film, where Judd Nelson walking out with "Don't You Forget About Me" by Simple Life. That's my 80s. There's so much other ones I could have, but there is a variety. You know, there's kids movies, horror movies. You know, there's just action, drama. So there's a variety. Whether you agree with me or not, I don't know. What do you think? What is your top 80s? You do the 80s next. No, I'm just kidding. See, they gave me the hard one. Maybe I passed.
I think it would be hard for anybody.
See, we love the 80s. 80s music, 80s movies.
80s period.
And entertainment of the 80s was great.
And the hairstyles and the...
Hairstyles big. I mean, come on. You know, I love Joan Cusack, and one of my favorite roles of hers is Working Girl, but her hair... Phew, Some big hair. Unlike mine is like. Anyway.
And mine. It's just flat.
Totally tubular, dude.
I've got like
80's, totally tubular.
I've got
Gag
like
me with a spoon.
I've got like the Tom Cruise hairstyle of the 80s.
Yeah, Rain Man.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, I could have put Rain Man on there. I don't even think I got to that. Anyway, I'll let my friends look at the other 54 movies that I wrote down. But anyway, that's 80's for me. We'll be back next time with different categories, whether it be genres or people or whomever, just anything of the movies we will be talking about. So, thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you.
You don't have anything else to say, or last thoughts before we sign off?
No, I don't think so.
She's done. I'm done. We're all done. We all scream for done.
Done!
Later, y'all.
Bye.
I made a goof, and I'm sorry. I said that it was Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville who sang Somewhere Out There. Well, actually, it was James Ingram and Linda Ronstadt for Somewhere Out There in An American Tale. So I'm sorry. This is my correction. I knew something didn't sound right, so I just wanted to make it right. So James Ingram, Linda Ronstadt, Somewhere Out There in American Tale. This won't be the only goof up we make, so just bear with us. If we goof up, don't correct it, let us know. Comments. Anyway, later. See you later.